Excuse me. Grady Cassie, Chairman Pro Temp, presiding. All persons having business with this honorable commission, please draw near, give attention, and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America, the great state of Tennessee, and this honorable commission. In the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag.
Good grief. More stuff here. I want to welcome everyone to the first regular session of the Blount County Board of Commissioners for the year 2018. Please give your attention to the emergency evacuation procedures.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you've reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
Commission will come to order. Are all members present signed into the meeting? Madam Clerk, are you ready to report tonight's attendance?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have 18 present and 3 absent. Commissioners Kaler, Miller, and Monroe are absent.
Commissioner Miller has a conflict. I did not hear from anyone else. We do have a quorum. At this time, the chair will call upon the clerk to hold an election for commission chairman. Madam Clerk.
We will now take nominations for commission chairman. Do I have any nominations? Commissioner Caskey.
Yes, Madam Clerk, I would like to nominate Gary Farmer.
I move nominations cease and we elect by acclamation.
All right, all in favor of appointing Commissioner Farmer to serve as our new commission chairman, will you say aye, please?
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Commissioner Farmer will now serve as our new chairman. If you'll allow us just a few minutes to get some changes made to our vote cast system, we would appreciate your patience.
Sign Gary out right there.
You need another one. I know.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Couldn't see it.
Up here. It's there.
No, I don't think so. This is separate.
May I have your attention, please? We'll come back to order. I apologize for. May I have your attention, please? We'll come back to order. Thank you so very much. We have everyone signed in and ready to go. Okay, we're now ready to start with A on the agenda. Stand for a motion to set the agenda.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver and Commissioner Bennett. Seeing no lights, please vote to set tonight's agenda.
Mr. Chairman, you have 18 yes votes.
Thank you very much. Tonight's agenda is set. Moving on to the consent calendar. Stand for a motion to approve tonight's consent calendar.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Lewis. Second, Commissioner Carver. Are members ready for the question? Please vote to approve tonight's consent calendar.
Mr. Chairman, there are 18 yes votes.
Thank you very much. Tonight's consent calendar is approved. Moving to item C, public input on items on the agenda. Is there anyone wish to speak tonight to items on the agenda? Seeing no hands, we'll move forward to D, elections and appointments. Stand for a motion to approve D1. Motion to approve from Commissioner Allen. To have a second? Have a motion to approve 1, 2, 3, and 4 of D. Do I have a second? D1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, sir. Now, did you say E1? Commissioner Stinnett on the second. Commissioner Bennett.
Mr. Chairman, I'd ask but the motion maker, if he would separate E1 out, I have a question about it.
E1 is separated, so we have a motion to approve D1, 2, 3, and 4. Commissioner Stinnett, you were the second. Thank you very much. Seeing no lights, are the members ready for the question on D1, 2, 3, and 4? Please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 2 that have abstained.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Those are approved. Now moving to E1. I'll stand for a motion.
Chairman, I ask for the floor on this item before a motion's made, please, sir.
Absolutely, Mr. Bennett.
I have a question for the chair that you can direct to the mayor if you'd like, but my question is, have the questions that the commission has sent through the mayor to the hospital board been answered satisfactorily to the mayor yet?
If you will give me just 1 second, let me recognize the mayor. Mayor, have you received answers to the questions that have been posed to you?
I have not, but in the response that we requested, we gave you until January 31st to make these responses, and I have heard nothing from the hospital on any of these things.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone action on this item until our February meeting pending hearing from the hospital board.
Have a motion to postpone definite until the February commission meeting. Is that correct, Mr. Bennett?
Yes, sir.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carter? Commissioner French, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. While I understand Commissioner Bennett's request at the agenda committee last week, I think we all approved the recognize this individual as an appointee by the hospital. I think in discussions with him, and I don't want to speak for the mayor, but in discussions, the discussion with him went very well, and we were pleased with the responses we got from him. In light of that, I'm going to stand against this motion because I think the gentleman's a good man, and I think he needs to go ahead and be appointed. I don't think it's going to change. The answers we get from the hospital, I don't think it's going to change my opinion of Mr. Powell. But I just want to put that out there.
Mr. Bennett?
Mr. Chairman, I wholeheartedly agree with the fact that Mr. Powell is going to be a wonderful addition to this board, and I've had numerous people that have spoke to me on his behalf, and I'm excited about his addition to the board because I believe he will bring a business sense and an ethical sense that he has that I know that people I respect have told me. However, we have nothing, we've heard nothing from the hospital, and this commission doesn't have much to hold up except for this to ask them to answer our questions. And so let me first say this has nothing to do with the nomination of Scott Powell because I am fully in support of that and will vote on that. However, I do think this allows us the opportunity to send a message that we'd like to hear something. There have been years and years go by that the hospital would report to this body and at least tell us what's going on with the county hospital. And since I've been in this chair elected to represent the citizens, I've heard nothing about the status of the hospital nor anything going on, and I think we're owed that. And so that is the reason that I am asking this to be postponed. And again, I want to make sure that Mr. Powell knows that I fully support his nomination and will vote for it. However, I do want the hospital board to know that we need some answers about what's going on.
Thank you, Commissioner Bennett. Seeing no lights, we have a motion to postpone till our February commission meeting. If you're in favor of postponing, vote yes. If you're not in favor of postponing, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, you have 12 yes votes, 6 no votes.
It is postponed until the February meeting. Moving on to item F, Resolution 18-01-001. Have a motion to approve F1 through 9. Bear with me just a second, I'm reading down through them. Motion by Commissioner French, second by Commissioner Allen. Seeing no lights, as there is no questions, no contradiction to including all under one motion. Is the body ready for the question? Please vote to approve F1 through 9.
Mr. Chairman, there are 18 yes votes.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item G. Announcements and statements. Anyone wish to have an announcement or a statement? Seeing none, I would like to, bear with me. Yes, sir, Mr. Commissioner Caskey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we voted on a resolution that had to do with the landfill. One of the concerns I have about that is I'm not sure there's a lot of people on this commission that even understand exactly what the Blount County Solid Waste Authority does. I don't. Who holds the deed to the property? Under what circumstances or what authority did the city of Alcoa have to decide unilaterally that we were no longer going to do recycling at the landfill? They just decided that on their own. Maybe we can get some answers to those questions by the time of our next meeting, but maybe this commission needs to put some money in our budget to hire an attorney, and maybe we need to review all of our interlocal agreements.
Well, it is, I will answer to you that it is operated under an interlocal agreement. I could ask the mayor to ask our attorney to pull that interlocal agreement. Would you mind doing that, Mayor? And if you would like, I can have it forwarded to you, Commissioner Caskey.
Yes, sir, and I think that this body should receive some information on exactly what's going on with the landfill, with the Solid Waste Authority. Nobody was aware, we weren't aware that we were no longer doing recycling until we got a letter, an email, on the day that they did it. And I would
Understand.
like to know under what authority the city decided that, by golly, we're just no longer gonna do recycling. We just decided we weren't gonna do it, and Maryville and Blount County, you just gonna have to deal with it.
Okay. Let's get the interlocal agreement, take a look at it, and then maybe part of those can be answered.
We need to review all of them. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, sir. Commissioner French?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would just like to welcome the newest member of our commission to the board and hope he realizes what he's done.
Here we are on day one. You go scare him? Thank you. Commissioner Carter?
I just want to say that I'm humbled and honored to be appointed to the Veterans Committee. It's a great appointment. And I just hope that I can fill the shoes that was vacated by our newest Congressman, Jerome Moon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now it's my pleasure to recognize our newest state representative, Commissioner Moon, who is now Representative Moon. Would you mind coming to the podium?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, excuse me. I've been in committee meetings all week and committees in front of my brain. Charlie Curtis asked me to come before you tonight to present a certificate of appreciation from Tennessee County Commissioners Association, honoring Steve Samples for his 23 years of dedicated and loyal services, not only to this commission, but also to citizens of Blount County. So if the court officer would come forward and present this to the chair. Steve's still on a lot of our hearts and a lot of our minds. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Representative Moon. Thank you very much. Commissioner Samples and I sat beside one another for several years on this body, and he is very, very, very much missed by myself, and I know many others. So any recognition is well deserved for him. Thank you, Representative Moon. Seeing no more lights, public input on items not on the agenda. Does anyone wish to speak to items not? Mr. Hinkle, come forward, introduce yourself, tell what district you're in.
Jim Hinkle, District 10. On several occasions, you've heard me make the statement that the employees of Blount County were the backbone of this county. And I think that's been strongly approved and proven here in the last few days. And I'd like to say a very special thanks to our highway department, headed up by Jeff Hedrick, for the outstanding job they have done out on our county roads in trying to make it very safe for us. It seems like Murphy's Law has followed Jeff around ever since he's been a highway superintendent. We've had numerous storms, wind. I know I've had to call him several occasions with trees blown down on some of the roads that I travel. But I'd like to thank him and all the employees of the highway department for the outstanding job they've done.
Anyone else wish to speak to items not on the agenda? Seeing no hands, without objections, tonight's meeting is adjourned.